Okay, so we'll start with the find function now. If you recall, when we were dealing with the left, right, and mid function, we always have to supply the position of the strings, right? We always want to supply the position from where we want to start. Okay, if you recall, when we had, let's say, the ball is in the bag. Okay, and if I want to extract this ball, I always have to do left, or the ball. If I want to extract the ball, I'll do left, then do this, and then count, say 3 of this space and another 3, making 7. Okay, and then it extracts the ball for me, another 4 rather. Okay, and then if I want to extract only the ball, I'll use mid function and then pick this and say, okay, I want to start from the 5th function and I want to count 4 of, okay, then it extracts the ball for, only ball for me. Okay, but in this case, sometimes you know the text you want to search for, but you do not know its position, and that's the time. Imagine this is a very long text. Because it's just in a single cell, it's easier for us to quickly pick the ball and then count towards it. But imagine we're going for a very long text. Now, how do you want to search and know the exact position of the item you're looking for? That's when you actually can use find. So let's imagine I have a very long text and then I want to look for the position of this ball, BALL. What do? I use the find function. Okay, then I say this text, I want to find ball, right, and I want to find it within this text. So it immediately tells me that, okay, if you're finding ball within this long text, then ball starts at character 5. Okay, so if you look here also, we started at character 5, so that shows you. Now if I want to use a search for bag here, how do I do it? Then I can come here and say, actually, I can put bag here. It tells me bag starts at character 20. So if I come here and update this to 20, can you see what happens? It actually returns back for me. It's to show you. So sometimes you know the word you're searching for, but you do not know where it starts from, probably because the text is long, or you don't just want to be counting one by one. This would actually tell you where it starts from. So find will tell you where it starts from. Okay, now let me give you an example here. If I now put, say, D here, THE, now it's telling me that THE starts at character 16, right? Whereas I have 2 THEs. Now it's not picking the first one, but it's picking the other THE. The reason this happened is because the find function is case sensitive, as we call it. Case sensitive means that capital T is different from small letter t. So because we actually use small letter t here, it's actually looking for the one with small letter t. So let me show you something. If I say capital T and H, remember in our text we do not have any word with capital T and H, right? So if I press enter, it will tell me, and it will give me an error because capital T and H doesn't exist. But does that mean D doesn't exist? Of course D exists. In fact, it exists twice, but not in this format. This capitalization is not what you have in D. So if I change it to this, it immediately updates it and tell me, okay, this starts from character 1, because now this is capital THE, which is similar to what you have from the beginning of the statement. But sometimes this can be very, it can be very tedious. Now you have to be careful thinking about case sensitivity and things. Now that's when you actually can use what we call the search function. So that takes us to this function here, the search function. The search function is almost like the find function, only that the search function does not care about the capitalization. It does not care about the case. So if I let me say capital THE, okay, and I say find it here, can you see it picks the first one? It does not care because it's capital. It picks the first one even though they do not look like exact match, but because they match, the words match, but the caps do not match. So it picks the word, it searches for the word. It does not care whether it's in capital letters or in small letters. So that's the major difference between the find function and the search function. The search function is very particular. The find function is very particular about the case sensitivity, whereas the search function is not case sensitive. Okay. Also, you can also use the find function to search for numbers. For example, if I have, let's say we have this number here, and there I say find for me number 7. Here I can use find and then say I want to find 7, right? And I want to find it here within this number. It returns it for me and tells me 7 is the 7th character, or is the 10th character rather. So here 7 there is the 10th character. So you can always use the functions to search for numbers, however you want to use it to work. It's both search and find works for number perfectly. So that works for us. I hope you understand that. Now, sometimes we want to replace. We've talked about the find, we've talked about search, but let's talk about the replace function. The replace function basically helps you, just like the name sounds, to replace. Okay, so let's pick an example. The ball is in the bag, right? So if I come here and put replace, okay, now this is the text I want to read. This is the old text, right? Now I'm telling it, let's say we want to replace this ball with what should we call it? Golf ball. Let's call it golf ball instead of just the ball. Let's replace it with the golf ball. Or let's not use golf ball because it also contains ball, and I do not want to confuse you with that. Let's say the what object? The book. Let's say the book is in the bag instead of the ball is in the bag. So what do? We want to replace from where the ball starts from. If we count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ball starts from letter 5, right? From character 5. So if I say 5 here, and then I want to replace 4 characters. That means I want to replace BALL, which is 4 characters, and I want to replace it with book. Can you see? So it basically replaces ball with book. Yeah. So instead of the ball is in the bag, it becomes the book is in the bag. But let's say the book is not in the bag. Let's say the book is actually in the drawer. How do we replace this? For us to be counting one by one to know where bag starts from may be tedious. So what do? Remember what we said? You can actually just use the find function to say, okay, so where do we have the word called bag? And I want to find it within here. It tells me it's in 20, right? From character 20. So I can come here and say replace the old text, which is this. Then I say start from character 20, right? Because I've already gotten 20 from here. And then I can say I just want to replace 3 characters, BAG, that's 3 characters. So, and I want to replace it with drawer. Now, because it's text, it should be in quote. Drawer. Okay. Now you have the book is in the drawer. Can you see that? So that's actually how you can manipulate text in Excel. You can replace it. Now after replace, there's also another function called substitute. Let me not delete all. Let me show you how substitute. It's also quite similar to replace, but the parameter way is different. In this case, sometimes you know the word, okay, you know where you want to start from, and then you just want to replace. Now look at this replace function. In this case, we wanted to replace bag with drawer, but in this case we have to actually count where the bag function is. We first have to check for where the bag word is, and then from there we now use that as a parameter to say, okay, change three what do they call it, change 3 characters, okay, and replace it with drawer. But in the case of substitute, it's a lot easier than this. All you have to do is say substitute. Okay, this is the text, right? I want to replace bag with drawer. Can you see? So this is a lot more straightforward, especially when you know the words you want to replace. Okay, for example, you want to actually copyright, or you want to actually copy a particular text, and you want to change the name, okay, of say one person, or the occurrences of the name. You can just use, the substitute to say, okay, anywhere you see this, just substitute it for with this. Okay, so anywhere you see bag, if in fact, let's say the book is in the bag. Let's start from here, and the bag is blue. Can you see what happens? So anywhere it sees the word bag, it replaces it, it substitutes it. That's what the substitute function can do for you. It basically substitutes those things for you and makes it easy for you, or easier for you to actually manage them. I hope that's very clear.